Okay. Welcome to Forgiving the Girl Inside, a healing journey from, lost my notes here, from pain to release. Our special guest this week is Lynn Sullivan, and she is going to share with us her specific journey on healing from pain to release, which is incredible as far as the physical aspects of our health to healing using a different modality, a unique modality. Lynn Sullivan is a incredible quantum touch energy healer. She's also an Aroma Freedom Technician practitioner and a certified OOLA life coach. Using these modalities, she has created an awesome program. I know she has some really incredible meditation videos and such that she incorporates to help healing. So welcome, Lynn. How are you today?
Greetings. I'm doing well today.
Awesome. I'm so glad to have you here. I know we talked a little bit beforehand, so I know this is going to bless so many people who are going to see this, and whoever needs to hear your story will hear it. So tell us about your healing journey from pain. I understand you had some physical pain that you had to deal with. Tell us about that.
Well, that started I'm in my mid 50s now, and this journey started in about 1980. I was 15 and I was in a drum and bugle corps for the summer. Loved doing it. But back in the 80s, they weren't really big on warming up, cooling down, strength training to get your muscles as they needed to be. And it ended up at the end of the season, I had problems with my knees and my hips. There were times that I could not walk. If I were to take another step, I would have fallen. And so my mom took me to the doctor. He was a surgeon, and he's like, "Oh, well, you have chondromalacia of the patella, which is my kneecap didn't stay in place, and we need to have surgery." And 15-year-old girl me is thinking to what the scars on my dad's knees look like. And I'm like, "Oh, there is no way you are putting scars on my legs like that." And I honestly don't really remember the conversation with my mom, but we did not go through with the surgery. She managed to find this lady named Bonnie Pruden, who did a technique called myotherapy, and today it would be called acupressure, or there's another word for it. I don't remember it offhand, but it's, you press on the muscles in different spots, and that helps to release the tightness and release the pain. And at the time we were living just south of Toledo, Ohio, and there was a event that she was doing in Detroit. So we drove to Detroit to participate in this workshop. And I learned how to manage what was going on with the physical pain in my body.
Wow.
That
Just by
was,
pressing on muscles.
yeah, just by pressing on the muscles. And so the other thing that happened that day that I didn't remember for quite a while is my mom tended to get migraines really, really bad, like in bed for several days, migraines. She got a migraine driving up there because that was really stressful for her. And she was we were at a college or something, so there were lounges in the women's room. And she was laying on one of the lounge chairs. And a woman came up to her and said, "What's wrong? Can I help you?" And my mom said, "Well, if you've got something, that'd be great." And all I saw was this woman like waving her hands around my mom's head. And my mom just kind of looked at the lady and was like, "It's gone." And I I didn't honestly remember that until later on when I was studying energy healing, that that seed had been planted a long time before.
Oh, wow. So what exactly is energy healing? You talked about waving of hands. I mean, how does that work?
Well, energy healing is just using the energy system in the healer's body to help the client. In quantum touch, what we talk about is entrainment or resonance. So as a healer, I have a very high vibration and keep my vibration up high. And usually, if you're sick, where's your energy? It's low. You don't feel well, you're draggy. It doesn't matter what kind of sickness, that your energy goes down when you're not feeling well. And
Mhm.
so through entrainment, what I do is I help the client's body remember that it needs to come back up to where it is at a healthful stage.
Wow,
So
it's fascinating.
it is. I honestly, if there was one person in every family who knew how to do energy healing, we could really take care of a lot of stuff on our own.
Yeah. So it sounds really intriguing. How do you combine that with the Aroma Freedom and the other modalities that you use to heal? So you use all of the energy healing to heal the physical part of like migraines and
Mhm.
muscle aches and things like that. What else can you use it
Yeah.
for?
You can use it for emotional stuff. You can use it for past life trauma. You can use it. There's there's one cool thing where we do like a timeline, and literally we can go back in time to when the injury or whatever occurred, send that love, and it can help resolve some of the stuff that's going on now. It's
Wow.
it's amazing how this stuff works.
It is kind of cool. I've been hearing a lot about different energies and things like that, and it intrigues me.
Mhm.
Um, as far as like how long does it take for the healing to take place once you begin the session? Is it like an hour session?
It depends. If when I do distance work, it's a lot easier for me to click in and get focused, and I think distance sessions are stronger. I'm less distracted. And it's just easier because I don't have to worry about, oh, I need to turn the client over and work on their back or something like that. I'm just like, no, you just be how you are and I will fix it. Um, and on okay, fix is not the right word. I will support what your body's going through to help resolve. And sometimes um I had a client a couple weeks ago that had a problem with her back just above her waist. It had been going on for 10 years. The doctors couldn't figure it out. They didn't know what it was. And I worked on her and did some stuff. And then she's like, it's the pain's gone. I'm like, excellent. And the pain is gone, but because she had a problem in there for quite a while, the muscles are going to take a while to get back to where they need to be to have her fully functional. So it's
Mhm.
kind of, it's not an instant thing. It's a you change something and then your body has to change to catch up with that.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. And our bodies do heal themselves. And I know inflammation is really important to keep down. And I know different foods and different things that we do increases our inflation. So in your practices, do you incorporate I mean, I'm an OOLA coach as well, but can you tell us a little bit about the OOLA life and how you incorporate that in with your energy healing?
Well, to me, the ULA life is the mindset. And it's for me, instead of like releasing a pain, when you're working with somebody with the ULA practices, for them, it's the getting the idea that, oh, maybe this is what I need to do to get to where I need to go. Or,
Hmm.
oh, I hadn't thought of that idea before. So it's not like a pain release, but it's an idea release or an opportunity to allow for new ideas to come in because you're looking at stuff in a different way.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I know I've learned that a lot of times our physical pain, our sicknesses are caused by our emotional health. So when we're unbalanced in, these 7 key areas, fitness, finances, family, what have you, we can actually create a physical sickness from that. So
Mm.
do you experience that a lot with your clients, that when they get their mindset changed, that helps with that energy healing as far as their physical elements?
It does. I had an experience of that in my late 20s. I was finishing college and really nervous about graduating and working or going on to grad school, you know, and coupled with the fact that my grandfather died, who was kind of my male role model.
Sad.
And it was just like everything came down and I couldn't see a way out.
Mhm.
And what happened was came down with what's called Meniere's disease, and it's generally brought on by stress and to a certain degree diet. And every time that I would let my stress get out of control, I would get vertigo, and would feel like my brain was spinning
Mhm.
inside my skull.
That's the
Um,
worst.
it is the worst. And so the mindset was the key for me to get out of that. I I worked with the food and the diet and the keeping my salt down and all that kind of stuff. Um, but I found a book called The Four Agreements,
Mhm.
and one of the agreements exactly hit home for what was going on with me at the time, and that was that, to paraphrase, other people's thoughts and ideas have no bearing on who you are and what you are. So just because somebody thinks you should do something different or be some way or act in a certain way, that's their stuff, not yours. And understanding that at a heart level really, really changed my life. And so, that had nothing to do with energy, but the result was my energy was different because of the mind shift that I had.
Mhm.
So,
That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, and the mind shift is so important as far as, what you think, manifest. And
mm,
when you think negatively, negative things are going to happen. And I know for me, when I started practicing an attitude of gratitude, just listing 10 things a day that I'm thankful for, it
mhm,
was a major pivot for me because I was able to see things in a more positive way. And it's really hard to be upset when you're thinking positively and you're being grateful. So,
yeah,
in OOLA, we say, be grateful, have faith, right?
yeah.
Being grateful is like a huge thing. And I know it's a key piece in the mindset. So if you can give one word of advice to our audience or somebody who's dealing with a physical element, maybe they are getting migraines or vertigo, or I know a lot of my clients will get upset stomachs. And
Mhm.
usually they'll have an argument with a family member, and then a couple days later, they're, keeled over in pain because their stomach hurts so bad. So if you can give one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think it would be, um, choose to look beyond where you are looking right now.
Hmm.
If if you have an upset stomach and you generally go for the medicine cabinet to take some stuff that will help soothe it, um, that's great. That might help the surface, but look below that.
Dig to
What
the
what's
root.
the yeah, root cause,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to try something that's not what everyone else is doing to find the solution for it.
Awesome. That's great. Now, I understand you have some services that you offer. Can you tell us something about that?
I do. I offer energy healing services. I'm a quantum touch practitioner, as we said earlier, and I do best with relieving physical pain. That's that's just what I'm really, really good at. I can help with other things, but if you're in physical pain, come on. Let's go for this.
You're the girl.
I'm the go-to.
How
Uh,
long is the session if someone books
um,
this session?
we can do half hour session. Generally for a first time, it's good to have a full hour because then I can rebalance your whole energy system and then work with whatever the pain is, and see if we can move it out.
That's awesome. It's intriguing. Okay. And we're going to have a link in the comments below so you can grab that link, and I highly encourage you to book a session, especially if you are suffering from physical pain. You don't need to be in that spot anymore. And Lynn is living proof of, I mean, she got her knee healed, she got the vertigo stopped, she saw her mom get, before she even thought about getting into this, she saw the healing energy work, and
Yeah.
it's a great alternative to all the side effects that happen when we do reach for whatever's in our cabinet. So definitely an alternative to being able to heal and to move forward. So thank you so much, Lynn, for being on, for sharing your modality. And thank you for all of our listeners. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified of the next video. We come on weekly and share woman to woman real life stories of their healing journeys. Have an amazing day.